Dream Team. It's Wednesday.
What's up?
Holly and I we're a little tired today. It's been so crazy.
We are dragging.
We are. We need some energy going.
We do. I feel like I get here at the crack of dawn and I don't leave till it's dark outside because the market is nuts, people. Nuts. It is nuts. Did I mention nuts?
Nuts. So
we are selling houses left and right. I just took my last home site reservation today for Stone Crossing Phase 4.
So crazy.
We have nothing available till Phase 5. Shelly just wrote a deal today, leaving only 3 at East Hamptons. I mean, we are selling out of. Do y'all got some land for sale? You got any more of that land for sale? So we are developing.
We just got to get it going.
We just got to finish developing.
Yeah.
We have so many home site reservations in the upcoming communities that Shelly and I, seriously, we're going to have to take a couple months off after we sell everything out because y'all are not stopping.
We'll be in Florida for a couple months.
That's right. Catch me on Cocoa Beach
somewhere
with a drink in my hands. Speaking of drink in my hand, we should be celebrating. Guess what yesterday was?
You told me.
So I am methodical about checking my time hop, and yesterday a little time hop popped up, and it was about Shelly. Shelly had been here 6 years. She came back to Cannon 6 years ago yesterday, and it came on my time hop, and I was like, oh. So I sent it to her last night. And of course, we're always looking for a reason to drink Moscato together.
Yeah.
So I wrote, we hired a new sales girl for Rockport community, and I love her. She's going to rock it. Welcome back, Shelly. And I even spelled her name wrong because like I legit met her that day. A little backstory for you. Shelly started here before me. She worked here for years and went on maternity leave.
2002, I started. Yeah.
Yeah, and she left with Callan on maternity leave, and then I took over here after leaving another builder. And I remember like trying to live up to the Shelly that had been here before, you know. And of course, I walk in here thinking, I'm great. I've done this for years. I love what I do. I'm going to be great at it. And then Shelly, Marsha. So when, of course, they said Shelly was, we were going to hire a sales consultant because we were getting more and more communities coming online. And then Shelly interviewed and was coming back. I was like, oh, crap. I just built my spot, you know, like I literally just found my place and it wasn't Shelly this and Shelly that anymore.
Oh my gosh, this is a funny story. I love
this. So I was all excited, but I was a little nervous. And then she came back and what did we work together? 6 months before we decided to partner up?
Yeah, I think it's about 6 months, yeah.
I mean, it wasn't very long at all. I knew from day one that I was going to love the stuffing out of this girl. Like, she sells like me. People think we're sisters.
All the time. We totally get that.
Yeah, are you all related?
I know.
Like on our billboards?
Sisters.
Yeah. So I have not, I mean, it does not feel like 6 years because time sure flies when you're having
But when
fun.
you said that yesterday, I was like, oh, wow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So crazy. It's been fun. I've been in my display at Rockport for 6 years, which is hard to believe. And so a little bittersweet that I'll be leaving that next week, but I'm excited, or next month. I'm excited to move in here with you for a little bit.
She is excited. She's like, next week.
I know.
Which it leads us to something pretty cool, y'all. We touched on it a little bit last week, but we're going to be having a display furniture sale. So we will be selling some display furniture, maybe some decor. I'm not sure yet if we're just going to do it all. We're going to start it live and show you what we'll be selling and then do kind of like a Facebook page where you guys can jump on there and tell us, you know, if you're interested in something. We're not sure how we're going to handle it or not, but I can't tell you all the times I've been asked over the last whatever years, what do you do with display furniture when you're done with it? Well, it's not that the display furniture is out of style. It's just we're ready for something new. Right. Shelly's going to have a new display. I need a little facelift on my display. So
we just want to go shopping.
Yeah. And we'll take y'all with us. Yeah. I mean, we'll go live. I put Shelly in the cart like a boss. So
I actually love our furniture. Like I said, it's not out of date or anything. It's just it's time for a facelift, time for something new. So
plus a couple of those things would look super good at my house. So
just saying, and it's so crazy. It's like brand, even though like my furniture's been there for 6 years, it's brand new. Nobody sets on the furniture. They obviously, it looks great. So anyway, it's
I'm
kind
excited. Fun. So stay tuned, y'all, for that because everybody wants a piece of the furniture. So we'll get that information to you. But
Yeah. Oh, and last week, let's talk about our winner. Last week, we're so excited.
Yay! I literally closed the computer from the Zoom, and my girl Joanna walks in, and I was like, oh my gosh, you're already here for your gift card. She had no idea she won because she had just gotten off work. So that is Joanna Lawrence, our winner of our $100 Dapper Dog gift card. So thank you, Deanna, again at Dapper Dog for having such an awesome place that we could talk about. Joanna is going to be so excited to spoil her pooches over there.
I'm excited. I'm glad. I've been looking for a groomer, and so I'm got an appointment for both of our golden doodles to get in there. So.
Yeah, Lucy gets dropped off tomorrow. So I drop her off in the morning, and I pick her up on my way home, and she loves it there. And then she comes with a cute little bandana on and looking all fresh and clean. So I love it.
They need to be fresh and clean.
I swear it's a lab thing because Lucy will go outside and look for the puddle to jump in as I'm taking her to do her business. And I'm like, Lucy, June.
I know. And then you gotta try to wipe them down.
Yes. I gotta wipe her paws before I let her on my hardwood. Yep. I'll kill the floors. Before,
I think the reason I'm so tired is because I have been cleaning wood floors every day, and I'm like, because I can't see those paw prints. I can't do it.
Me and my Swiffer, my Bona.
Yeah. And I'm just like, I am wearing myself out.
Yes. Can spring just be here already without the rain? We don't need spring showers.
Right.
Bring on the Mayflowers.
Sunshine and more.
Absolutely.
Well, today we want to talk to you guys a little bit about the pros and cons of new construction. Right now we're seeing the new construction is just off the charts. I mean, not just for us, but all around. And
Absolutely.
There's good reason for that. So we kind of wanted to bring that, just some points to you guys, the pros and cons of why right now is a good time.
I think if we had $1 for every time a client came in here and said either I've been looking for used homes or my agent's been taking me to look for used homes and we just can't find anything, or if I find something I get outbid. People are paying so much money for used homes right now because there's no inventory on the market. So there are bidding wars left and right. And at a certain point, you're like, oh my gosh, I've priced myself out of the market. So that is bringing people to the forefront of our business because then they're coming in and they're looking at new construction and realizing that you don't have to have $200,000 liquid assets to start construction on new construction homes, that they're actually not disbursement loans, they're regular loans. So moving.com had this great article that Shelly and I just thought was pretty unique and wanted to kind of go over the pros and cons. So
absolutely. And the first one is, the pro, brand new homes versus a used home. There's something to say about having everything brand new in the house. It's, your warranties are there. Nobody's dirty dog paws been on them anywhere, and there's just so much to say about that. I actually had a couple that came in a month ago. They had been looking, kept getting outbidded. I heard from their agent last week, and they came back out because they're done. They're done getting outbidded, and so they could have already been a month into the process. But sometimes you just have to just go through it to find out, like, okay, this is not working.
Yeah, a lot of people are nervous about the build time, but let's be realistic. I know you're ready to move today, but let's say you have a house to sell. You're going to sell your house faster than we can build a house.
Right.
And you can't sell your house till you find another house. Well, if you find another house and you write contingent, then somebody firm is going to bump you. So it's a continual spiral. So people are finding new construction is the way to go. Even with all the builders being backlogged right now, they're finding that it is more in their time frame than they expected it to be.
Absolutely. It actually gives, like you said, it's just beneficial to that.
Absolutely. One of the cons, though, is not all builders are created equal. Every builder is different, you guys. If you go into one builder, their deposits may be different than our deposits and down payments, and their included features may be different. A huge example is one that we're pretty proud of. We don't give away granite countertops, and everybody's like, oh, so-and-so gets granite countertops. Well, we give away things that are important, and not that granite countertops aren't important, because I love my hard surface tops, but we're doing the architectural shingles, the enclosed soffits, and aluminum fascia. We're doing the things that are going to help with the structural integrity of your home. Something big that we do is we pour on our craftsman style homes garage door to garage, or garage corner to garage corner instead of door to door, which actually gives you a wider garage and driveway. So that, you know, we fill with clean rock instead of dirt on the garage floors. There are different things that we do. And yes, builder A may be able to get you a lower base price, or they may give you a cooler standard countertop. But if you look at what's really important, that's the bones and the structure of the house. So not all builders are created equal. I'm finding a lot of buyers are doing their homework, though, and it's making me the mama and so happy.
You do. You feel so good when they're like, oh my gosh, it's you know, when they're shopping around and they're comparing what we do standard, even without sitting down with us, they already kind of know, like, you know, they're reading it. It's there in black and white, and they see what we're giving that's included in our homes, and it does. It makes you feel really good when you know that they appreciate that, and especially our real estate agents. You know, when they comment on how much we include into our standard features, that really means a lot, because you know they obviously work with a ton of builders.
Absolutely, and shout out to our real estate professionals that, you know, maybe had never sold new construction before, and are all of a sudden, that is the meat and potatoes of their business. They get it. I mean, it is a one-stop shop. You bring your clients in here, and if you find the right builder, you guys, you are going to basically sit back and just be a sounding board for your buyers, because we're going to bring them through the process. We're going to do the paperwork. We're going to do everything. And we've got some fantastic repeat agents. April Brower, Angela Hopping, just to name a couple.
Eberts,
Yes. These girls, Kelly Comley, we're finding that they're bringing multiple buyers in because they realize that this process is going to be less stress on their buyers than trying to bid something and dragging them from home to home to home to home.
Absolutely. Yes. We love our repeat agents. We have some amazing agents we're working with right now.
Absolutely.
So.
Aaron Broken. I mean, we could go on.
I know. So we'll just keep going.
I'll shout you all out. Hearts.
Big hearts. And another pro would be your exterior and interior customization, meaning that you can make your house what you want. You don't have to live with, you know, a color siding that's out there, or, you know, maybe an old roof or an outdated roof, things like that. I mean, you can really customize it to make it, put your fingerprint on it and make it what you want. And, you know, those things, you know, architectural shingle roof is not cheap to replace.
No. You know, just companies don't just give those away anymore.
That's right. Yeah. And like you were saying, the wider driveways on our craftsman style homes, you know, your enclosed soffits and fascia. Our homes are basically, from the exterior, maintenance free. The only thing that's painted is the front door and the columns on the craftsman style. That's it.
True.
Everything, the trim around the garage door is wrapped. I mean, you just power wash that sucker a couple times a year, you're good.
Absolutely. Well, and not to mention that, you know, you get to pick your colors. So many times you're looking at used homes and you love everything, but you can't wait to paint that one room that you saw, or you can't wait to change that floor out in the great room. This way you're picking it, and you are, like Shelly said, putting your fingerprint on it. It's all your design, your ideas, your creation.
And you know, not to mention too, like when you're building, if you know that your basement's going to be, you know, a great hangout, and that's where you want to finish your family room, or we put other bedrooms down there, we can do a taller basement pour. I mean, those are big differences that you can't go into an existing home and just get a taller, you know,
let's just mud jack this whole house.
Yeah. So there's a lot of things that we really try to bring to your attention that you may want to do. You know, even if this is not your forever home, it will be a great selling feature for you when you do decide to sell.
You bet. Just like one big thing, we make our homeowners pick where they want their windows in the basement, where they want their sump pits, where they want their rough-ins or their full bath. A lot of builders will say, if you want a rough-in, it goes here. If you want this, it goes here. Here's color package A, B, C, D. Which one would you like? We really let you make it your own.
Absolutely. Without being overwhelming at the same time.
Right.
Like
we help you through it.
And I feel like we get that compliment a lot, that people are like, at first they feel like they look at our choices and they think, oh my gosh, this is going to be so overwhelming. But when we actually get to the color appointment and we start, you know, they're like, oh, okay, never mind. That wasn't bad. It was easy. So
we've done this a time or two.
A little bit, yeah.
You know.
A couple times.
One of the other cons is limited options, and this can go two different ways. It can be a pro and a con. So as a con, literally, choices can be distracting. You guys are not building, when you work with a builder, if you're not building a custom home with that builder and you're building in a community, there are limited things you can do. So some lots may allow for a 3-car garage, some lots may not, some may be walkout, some may be in-grade. You do have limited options where if you just go out in the regular general market looking at used homes, you know exactly what you're getting. Yep, I want that one because it's a walkout. Great. You go into a builder and you have to pick a lot. You have to pick, the floor plan. So you do have limited options as far as that goes, because if you want anything different, like maybe the builder doesn't do shiplap walls and that's on your Pinterest board, well, you can always do that later.
Yeah.
Focus on structure, so sometimes the limited options are not a bad thing, just because you don't want to go out of pocket with the extra expense yet. You want to see how the house is going to function before you utilize those features, and it takes time.
I will say that we don't limit you on much.
That's right. We get yelled at for that all the time. Like, shiplap, what, Holly? What's a shiplap? And why are you here? Right. Slide this over, we're going to move this kitchen, and how about we blow out this wall? Well, that seems like a great idea.
It wasn't our idea, but
Nope, we make it the buyer's fault.
We really try to help you guys out a little bit.
That's right.
What other one? We have another pro. That's still the same one.
Oh, it is? It is. Limited options. That's a pro and a con.
Yeah, it is. It really is. I mean, a pro would be if you sky's the limit. If there's if you want it, you can build it, then afford it, then we can do it,
Yep.
And so definitely a pro to building, and you want certain things in certain places. And again, not all builders are going to allow that in a community if you're not building a custom. But we, like we said, we really try to help you guys, make the house your own and put your stamp on it and not look like, cookie cutter. Every house is cookie cutter. It's a little different.
And like Shelly was saying earlier, sometimes limited options is a pro, because you don't want to get in there and be overwhelmed with decisions and then wonder forever, should I have picked option number 759342-A? Yes, I went with this color siding. I'm really excited about it. So sometimes honing that down to what the market is bearing is actually beneficial to you.
Absolutely. Yeah. Like I said, again, I feel like we give you enough choices to not everybody's going to look cookie cutter, but then not to overwhelm you as well. So
Another con is upgrades aren't cheap. They're not. We pride ourselves in giving you, I hate to sound cliche, but the most bang for your buck.
Right.
So we beat up our subcontractors, so to speak, for our base pricing to be affordable to all buyers. But then they have to make money too. So when we add upgrades, typically those things have a little bit more of a margin on them, so they can get costly. But Shelly and I are really great about navigating you through, your agent will probably help you with this too, navigating you through what is most important for resale. So yes, a vaulted ceiling in 90% of our plans is an upgrade, and a couple of that they are standard in, but we'll tell you why that vaulted ceiling would be beneficial to that specific home because of the way that it lays out. That's just one example of many, but that it's an upgrade because everybody is different. We don't want to put the same things in every single home and have people go, well, I really hate vaults. I feel like they are not energy efficient. But, everybody's different. So upgrades aren't cheap, but that's because if they were included in the home, the base price would be so much higher.
Right, absolutely. And like you said, it may not be important to, what is important to one person is not important to the next person.
Oh my
and
gosh.
so it's just, and that's why we have we sit down and we do what we do.
That's right. Information sessions or bust.
Yeah. Another pro is energy efficiency, which I absolutely love. I mean, there's nothing worse than having, a utility bill that's out the wazoo. And with new construction, everything, like with us, everything is energy efficient. You're going to get your, your good, what am I trying to say? Your windows and
right.
Your furnace and air conditioning and
everything's up to code.
Yes.
The codes now are so stringent on, what your energy efficiency E ratings are. So we have to, if we enlarge the house, we have to enlarge the HVAC system.
Absolutely.
I will tell you from my first build, that was not a code because I feel like my air conditioner or my heater never kicked off because I had too big of a house and too small of a unit.
Yeah.
So that's one of the pros of that is you're not walking into a 30-year-old home where the codes were different and energy efficiency was not a big deal. You know, especially with gas and energy prices on the rise, that's huge. That is very important.
Yeah, it sure is. And it's one of those things that I feel like a lot of people, they don't look at when they buy.
They take it for granted for sure.
When they're looking at existing properties. So.
Yep. One of the cons of building a new construction home in today's market is there's less room for negotiating. But I've got to be honest, that's the same in used homes too, because right now people are overpaying for used
negotiating
homes.
Is just not even.
It's not. We don't negotiate, but what we do have are seller incentives. So we do have little things up our sleeve where we can help you with different packages. So you don't get to negotiate. You don't get to come in and say, okay, I've priced this house out with everything I want in it and it's worth $400,000, but I'm gonna give you guys $320,000 today. That is gone. That is not today's market. No. You're not gonna be able to do that in a used home. You're not gonna be able to do that in a new home. There's less room for negotiating, but the benefit is with new construction, when we price it out, you know that's the top of your budget. We can keep you within that budget. Where if you're buying a used home, you may get outbid and then you have to up your budget, up your budget, and up your budget. Where here, your number is your number is your number. It's not going to change unless you modify the options and features that you're putting in the home. Yeah. So you kind of run the show on how high or low your budget can be.
Absolutely. And not to mention, like, you know, that number that when we write your contract and you're locked in at that base price, you know, things are just keep going up and up. So you're gaining the equity as we are building your home. You know, usually there's at least 1 or 2 price increases during the build time. So that's just equity going right in your pocket.
Absolutely.
It's huge.
Absolutely. And we builders commonly have to take on price increases right now with all of the manufacturers and limited inventories. Our prices are going up because we can't buy lumber. Lumber went up 300%. So the benefit of that, though, honestly, you guys, is once you get into that house, you know, there are going to be several price adjustments after you, and you're going to have that equitable value where a lot of builders will, you know, negotiate the pricing and devalue the guy that bought a house before you. So then you've got kind of a crumbling empire at that point. So it's really kind of beneficial that everybody sticks to their guns and everybody's paying the same, you know, Absolutely. For the house. So
one of my favorite pros is less maintenance costs for years.
That's right.
I love that. I know. It's like warranty. It's kind of like renting a little bit for maybe the first year.
Yeah,
I mean,
honestly.
You know, a little bit of a, you know, but you don't have to worry about moving into your home and your hot water heater not working the next day, and then you're being like, well, okay, now I'm out. Whatever costs for a hot water heater or furnace needs repaired or whatever. I mean, yeah, you do have with existing properties. Obviously, you're going to have the building inspections, and hopefully they catch anything that might be on the brink, but. You know, it just seems like that's the way it goes for a lot of people when they get into an existing home that maybe the hot water heater's 18 years old and, you know, it's...
Right. It may be functioning the day you close, but if you're anything like me, things break the day after the warranty expires.
Yeah,
like my Kohl's Cash is no good because it expired 3 days ago, you know? That's the same thing. The home warranties are wonderful because you've got not only your builder warranty for 10-year structural, but you also have the manufacturer's warranties because Absolutely. You're not buying a used home. So your microwave, all your appliances, everything in that house, your furnace, it's all covered under the manufacturer's warranties, and you're not a subsequent buyer. So all of that is not limited. It is definitely going to be through the manufacturer front to back, which is great.
Absolutely. That's one of my favorites.
Absolutely. I think that's our buyers' favorites too.
Absolutely, yeah.
Those are just a few, you guys. And again, you know me, I'm a nerd. Shelly and I come across these articles and we feel that it's beneficial to share it with you because a lot of you watching today, you're probably thinking, do I buy a used home so I can hurry up and get in and start building equity and start decorating and gardening, or do I wait? And the beautiful part of waiting is, let's say you lock into a contract today, you guys, like we said, if you're not done until November, December, whatever the case may be for the backlog, you're just building equity and you're not making a house payment that entire time. You don't start making, your monthly investment does not kick in until usually 30 days post-close. So you're not paying on that, where if you lock into a used house right now at the top of the market, the peak of the market, you're not going to be building equity for a long time. And in new construction communities, first in, best investment. Those folks that get into the beginning part and the infancy stages of construction are automatically going to have the most equitable value in their homes. So you definitely want to be that guy.
Yes. Yes.
So,
I was like, ooh, Holly's on soapbox.
girl, don't get me started.
I love it.
Well, thanks you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you found that beneficial. We find these articles and we think they're super cool because we're nerds about our industry.
We love this.
We heart what we do, clearly. She's been here 6 years and haven't left me yet. I'm so excited. I love my partner, so happy 6 years, Chevelle.
Cheers.
I know. We don't have our drinks. We're both dieting.
Yeah, we're trying to
We must start at work. It's
swimsuit season coming about.
I know. Hot girl summer, what? No, thanks guys for tuning in. We'll see you next week. Stay tuned. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. And also, you guys, if you want to get notifications when we're going live, so you know when that furniture sale is or when our next contest starts, which is starting very soon because it's the end of the month. You know what happens at the first of the month?
I know.
We do our contest alerts. So. So stay tuned, you guys. Have a great week. Enjoy your spring break if you're on it. We'll see you soon.
All right.